Hello everyone. I was going to do a boot video yesterday, but unfortunately I didn't like how the boot video actually turned out. So now we're probably going to go over something a tad more interesting. We're going to try and go over my loadout and how it's evolved, because this loadout has essentially accumulated and changed and evolved over the course of 3 years. I definitely know that my first plate carrier, the one that I brought in with the early parts of my videos before I got my OTV vest, I know that I've definitely first got that thing in 2016, 2017.
Roses are red, violets are blue.
Somewhere in that region, because I know I have a video of me getting all my 18 round stick magazines and the pouches and all that with that particular vest. So let's go over some of the older items in this collection, shall we? Of course, we've got the BDU. It's just a cheap, it's just essentially a surplus 1990s Canadian BDU. Thing's been out of print for years. But I removed the Canadian flags because I'm not currently serving the Canadian Armed Forces. And I replaced it with this Velcro patch, which I initially just used to put the crew auxiliary patch on, but now I can put on whatever patches I want. And, it's worn. It's seen some Yeah, that's the shirt. The pants, pretty much the same thing. Just 1990s standard Canadian Forces BDU that's been out of print for years. And one of the earliest pieces of gear that I got was the belt with this belt-mounted dump pouch. I usually carry it on my backside so that I can carry like batteries and stuff and extra cameras and other gear that I need. Maybe some tools. I don't actually put mags there because I usually just dump my mags. And this is my first serious play carrier. I mean, these magazine pouches weren't obviously here. It had the Miranda pouches that you'll see on my OTV. This is the one I got in 2017. Mesh front, breathes really well, but it's also really cold if you go outside and you're sweating, which you will in any sort of physical activity. And in the back, I mean, it's padded, nothing too crazy. You could put a hydro pack in there, but I put that in my backpack. And next bit. Initially, I had some sort of skater knee pads because it's always good to be able to take a knee when you're playing HVZ. You got to take a knee, or you're bending down to pick up a dart. It's always nice to have knee pads. And then I got some tan knee pads from NF Spike, and I got them for a different loadout, which is why they didn't match the OD green, which is why I got these, a set of knee and elbow pads in olive drabs, which matches my gear. So that works out a little bit better. What's the next newest? This thing here, this is a pack that I got specifically for this loadout because I wanted a way to carry water, med kit, and batteries and stuff like that. So I got this, but the problem is it's only got 2 main pockets. The third one's pretty much useless. And I want the extra capacity for later when I actually get my proton pack gear. Like, I need space for the tank. So that's why I got this pack. It's nice and square. It's got pretty big pockets. I could put a giant tank in here. And I cut a little slit in it so that my hydro pack hose can come out. I got a med kit in here. Nothing really else to that. And I got this off of prettyfair.ca, a shemagh, just because, you know, it helps get rid of the sweat, and also it makes darts flying at 200 FPS a little bit more comfortable. This I got for pretty much the same reason. I wanted a little bit more molly space, and also, you'll see, I wear it like this because, well, you know, protects me for getting shot in the nards with a caliburn, which isn't exceptionally comfortable. And these, I got these gloves because, again, getting shot with a caliburn in one of the more sensitive parts of your body isn't exactly that pleasant. I mean, it's not like it's ungodly painful or anything, but it's just nice to have this. Other gear, there's this, or both of these rather. These are band braces. I can stick patches or a keyboard on them if I want to. In fact, right here, you can see the keyboard right here doing the thing. Okay. And I used to always carry a pistol on me for war games, but the thing is, I never actually got to my pistol by the time I would have been tagged out. So I just ditched this, which is a Blastersmiths UK just standard pistol holster, one of their universal holsters that you can adjust to any pistol you want, really. It works, but I mean, it doesn't really do anything too spectacular. And because the genesis of this whole video was boots. These are the old boots that I used to use. I think they're 1980s surplus military boots. They're really, really heavy. They got hard rubber soles, no insoles, and they're basically like gumboot levels of ridiculous. They have tons of ankle support, and they're great boots, don't get me wrong, and they're very hard wearing. I've had these for literally years. But the thing is, if I'm not actually in a situation where the gumboot levels of water resistance are really helpful, why wear those? Especially in Machosin, where stealth is a big deal. And why should I have to lace the entire thing? I was considering getting one of those zipper attachments that you basically just lace into the boot, and then you can just zip it on and zip it off. But I couldn't find one of those, and also I kind of wanted boots that were more comfortable and weren't as heavy and didn't have those hard soles. So I got these. These are basically sort of jungle boots. I got them off of Tactical X-Men, and they're made mostly of Cordura nylon with a little bit of leather and some softer rubber. Like, see how I can sort of flex this? I can't do that on my old boots. These are ESDY tactical boots, by the way. And, you know, they're perfectly good boots for what they do, and they also have insoles, which is a godsend. I want to actually have knees by the time I turn 40. I'm probably going to look back at how I look now when I'm 40 and be like, oh, what a loser. But anyway. Also, boot bands. These things, they go around your ankle, and they help you essentially keep the ends of your pants where they should be. I mean, I don't wear them properly because I don't have combat pants that are long enough, but still, they're good to have. And of course, you know, you got the ever-present do-rag. I wear that sometimes, but sometimes I also wear the I wear the boonie cap with one of the sides turned up and my name tag on the top. I wear it partly, I usually wear the boonie cap for actual games, and if I'm just wandering around town, I'll wear this. But I will sometimes wear the do-rag. As for a sling, because I'm only really usually carrying one blaster in actual PvP, I don't really need the holster, but I will use a sling. This is just a worker single point sling. I know it doesn't match my gear, but hey, it's a detail. And what you do with this is obviously like this. Now you've got a point to mount your blasters, and you can bring it up quickly. Also, it stretches a little bit, so it's not really too restrictive. So it's a really good piece of gear to have on you. Now, as for my new vest, you've probably seen this before, but it's essentially a knockoff of an OTV vest. But I've actually modified mine a little bit, apart from just sticking new pouches on it. Initially came with, in some of the places, really, really thin plates. I just straight up went and made replacement foam plates. Thick foam plates, I mean, fits the heavy armor aesthetic that I'm going for pretty well. With the bonus that it also absorbs the force of incoming hits, so I mean, I'm definitely still going to feel them, but it's not going to sting as much. And it's reasonably quick to get on. You don't have to fiddle with buckle or anything. So I'll just Velcro it on. Got my crew auxiliary patch there. Yeah. It's a decent set of heavy armor. I could probably fight in this reasonably effectively. But I mean, it's not like I'm not wearing the armor at all. I get that there's no real benefit to wearing all this armor, but, feels good, it's thematically appropriate. I'm a heavy support player, and I'm not really going to be doing a lot of running. So this kind of heavy armor, it suits me. Give me 1 second though, and I'll show you my little friend. Meet the tactical shoulder boy. If you wake him, he will end you rightly.